Hello.
Welcome back to this.
Yeah. It's snowing. God, I wish it was snowing.
Yeah,
I want to be drawn further into this game, please.
No.
I've lost my entire vocabulary since last time I played. This ought to be exciting.
You gave such an impressive performance last time.
Yeah. Maybe it's time to admit that that was the exception rather than the rule.
Man, can we comment on that room you just passed through?
It was amazing.
Like, there's a room that's just there to be a room.
Squirrel deer in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about how this game wasn't maybe as dense with content as it might be before, but I think we might have been
it's dense with visual content.
To ourselves. Yeah.
All right, welcome to the hard part. Like, this room gives me...
Gives you the shpilkas?
Yeah. I was going to say gives me trouble. It still does every time I replay it.
Okay. Well, that Josh has just laid down a gauntlet, and it is in my interests as a
You remember this one?
masculine gamer type to.
Wait a minute. What's going on? There's supposed to be breakaway platforms. Why aren't there any breakaway platforms? I swear I'm not crazy. This game. Oh my god! Did they make the room easier? They've been making this game easier with the patches.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. No. Your dodge has invulnerability frames now.
That's really weird. Well, I just died anyway, but
yeah. But no, this I swear to God, this gauntlet used to have platforms on it that disappear under your feet. You know the ones.
Yeah, no, I do, and I remember doing that.
What if they're still there on New Game Plus or something? You know, this is the
weird. I mean, we were talking about this game as text earlier, right? And we were saying, like, you know, is it a masterpiece or what? And like, I have to say that if they are continually nerfing it in retrospect, that argues heavily against it being a masterpiece. But then again, like, you know, whoa. But then again, Kanye West would probably disagree with us about that.
Yeah.
Because his Brave New World of keeping his album streaming only for as long as he was, but now there's actually a physical version coming out, was all about being able to continue to tweak it out in public the way that video game authors can.
Right, and there's value to that,
but like not like this, surely.
I mean, it's puzzling because why is the response to this game needs an easy mode? You know, we've talked about this, possibly a reasonable request. Why is the response to that to make the entire game easier? Why not, if you're doing this,
Jesus Christ,
why not add the hard mode back in? I mean, clearly this game is still not too easy.
Yeah, no, I would say that if we were complaining about this having been made easier while I continuously die, then we are probably being a little bit disingenuous.
I don't mean to complain, but it is puzzling to see.
I'm not at my best mentally right now.
He's playing this game for the first time in a week. Can't blame him too much.
But once again, like, I don't want to... I mean, I'm not interested in making excuses, honestly.
I'm gonna let you focus. You can kill these bird wizards. I've only had a shotgun. These guys are so vulnerable to the shotgun.
Yeah, well, I don't.
You think you're gonna be able to handle the bird wizard boss?
Maybe.
Oh, you had it.
That is real tough. One more time.
Maybe.
But let's talk about, you know, we were talking about I was listening back to our last one as I do. It's a little solipsistic, you know, fine. But
it's important.
Also, I have a pretty boring job, and it's nice to have something to listen to, even if it's the sound of my own and Josh's voice.
I mean, it's valuable to remember the thread.
Yeah, also to be able to do tips in terms of how better to not suck during the next iteration of whatever it is.
Surely there's no field in which you shouldn't review your own work.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to stop defending myself from the accusation of narcissism.
From the accusation that I levied against myself. Hey guys, you want to come up here? I thought you did.
You can shoot them when they're in the air. What?
I don't know. I don't know.
Where are you going? There ain't nothing.
Oh, okay.
There's a health kit up there, though.
Yeah, which I probably desperately need.
There's a secret in this room.
Oh, yeah?
You want me to show you how to get to that secret?
Sure.
There is a secret-y thing right there.
Oh, look at the little dot that indicates that.
Did they add those in? Now, like, everything that helps me in this game, I'm going to be suspicious of.
I don't think they added that in.
I actually kind of think they did.
Maybe the game was too hard.
Maybe
it was. But anyway, we were going to talk about, like, the idea of masterpiece, right?
Sure.
Okay, we're just going to ignore you, guy. The idea of masterpiece is at least somewhat predicated on the idea that there's such a thing as a finished piece of work. You know? That is, that the piece has been frozen in time, and that everybody who experiences it at a later date is going to experience the same thing, which has always been bunk, right? Because culture is an enormous part of how these things are construed and constructed.
Yeah, who was I just reading with his book? It's out there.
That's an excellent question.
That guy with his book. His book is fucking out there on the kitchen table right now.
I thought you were saying this book is out there.
No, but he's this guy who wrote about, and I'll put his name on the screen or something, but he brought up the idea in an essay of his that works are constantly translating themselves as every single word in the language subtly shifts in meaning, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So the idea of anything being fixed is,
It's Walter Benjamin.
Oh, it's Walter Benjamin.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Definitely Benjamin.
Whatever.
And not Benjamin. But there's this thing about it where that is becoming, literalized now as everything is stored on the cloud and the author still has access to the cloud.
Yeah.
And so little subtle shifts can be made. Even to YouTube videos,
Yeah.
I think it would be a fun thing if we kept this up for a week and then uploaded a version with slightly different audio a little bit later and see if anybody notices.
And Square Enix continues to release slightly worse and worse looking versions of Final Fantasy III.
Yes. I mean, I wish people would stop it with that shit, but that is actually slightly unrelated to my...
Yeah.
Hello.
Slightly, but also slightly related to, revision is a never-ending process now. We have surrendered the illusion that works weren't simply released at a point when the time to work on them ended,
Yeah. Was there more secret up there, or was I done?
There is a secret in this room that I have no idea how to reach.
That's exciting. It's filling me up with health kits. There must be something really dangerous up ahead.
Yeah, it's the boss. There
Am
it is.
Am I already at the boss? Yeah, I definitely beat this guy when I had much better equipment than I have now last time I tried.
Yeah.
Let's see how this goes, everybody.
Let's see how this goes.
Let's see if I'm able to continue to talk about this interesting subject while I'm fighting a boss. I was a little bit concerned about that
I would be happy to take an attempt if you like.
Hey, birds.
But I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. This boss took you a few tries before, but that's all for the better because it means you know his deal. Unlike the frog, whose deal I'm not certain you actually know.
Because I just kind of cheesed him last time?
You didn't cheese him, but you kind of just... his attack pattern never quite mattered.
Yeah. Oh, he caught me.
Well...
Oh, he caught me again.
You've got a fine damage to health ratio going on so far.
Why do you gotta say these words? Actually, you should probably continue to say words because I'm not going to be capable of saying words.
What to say? You were the one driving towards a point. It's fine.
It's true.
Let's just let everybody watch this exciting boss fight transpire.
Yeah, I think what I wanted to say was, oh no, I'm in trouble. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Is that I am in trouble now.
It's boss fight time.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend to have a conversation.
You got him. Pretty close.
You got him.
That's pretty close. What I wanted to say was that
you're gonna squeeze it out right now.
Yeah, you can comment on this while I do this.
Okay.
Is that the distinction between the sort of current between the sort of state of affairs where the work continues to mutate because the culture mutates and the language mutates, is that the author can continue to mutate the work at this point. I mean, which has not stopped people from rewriting their shit ad nauseum, forever. Like, how many versions of Evangelion are we up to, at this point? That's not the internet. That's just Hideaki Anno being Anno. But,
then it's the result of a cultural shift towards, we're already talking about when are they going to remake the first Dark Souls or Demon Souls.
Yeah, but it's like, this is, I mean, and that's partially just, the capitalist imperative in art.
Yeah.
Being a thing to an even greater extent than even than it used to be. Oh man, that was a poor decision on my part. Another one. Oh man, I lost the plot. I lost the thread there.
You were doing a remarkable job of talking. That's the problem.
I had so many more cool toys last time I fought this.
You can't muse on the capitalist imperative while trying to slay a bird wizard.
Oh god.
What the hell is what the
oldest story in the book?
So there's something we know about this environment, which is that it was taken over by the cult of birds that like to cook the eggs, right? That's what the guy told us earlier.
Yeah.
My question that occurred to me recently is, what the hell does this guy have to do with that? There's no eggs here. There's no egg cooking apparatus here.
He's just clearly in charge. That's his issue.
Right. But just while we're finding ways to poke holes in this game, here's one. The bosses don't really act as culminations of the area's story arc.
No, but I find them like to be perfectly in keeping with the tone of the game, because what the boss's fights are basically like is, and then there's this asshole. No. Which is pretty much what the encounters with enemies feel like anyway.
I like his design. I like how his headpiece kind of resembles a powdered wig.
Yeah.
Although I don't know that it actually is one. And I like that, something obviously which is true is that the magic he's wielding is the power of the pink crystals.
Yeah.
Which matters because the crystals are important. And we're trying to remove this power from the world, perhaps? That seems like a fair enough reading.
Yeah.
But still, it would be, while we're playing a game which has borrowed so much from Dark Souls, one thing that it would have been nice to see it accomplish was the big Dark Souls trick that every boss, almost every boss anyway, in some way reflects upon the environment.
Yeah, this has been a level that's been full of like these
Birds.
shifting. And yes, that's true. This area has been full of birds, but more to the point, this area has been full of these environmental traps, which is not necessarily unique to the area, but
no, the very same environmental traps appear elsewhere.
Yeah.
We're never going to beat this boss while we're having this conversation.
Yeah,
there will need to come a moment where,
unfortunately, I want to keep the banner going. Yeah, really.
You can do it. You can do it now. Focus. One or two more good passes.
There you go.
You did it! And now
all I had to do was to stop. Oh, look, the bird head was a fake head all along. Did you see? His body had eyes.
No, is that true?
Yeah.
Whoa.
The bird head fell off, and then the body had eyes, and then it vomited, and then it died.
I read that differently. I saw it as a... Maybe you're right, but I saw it as like a little bird in a giant suit.
Could have been. I felt, in any case, that... I'd better pick up this weapon.
And now the Let's Play can resume its previous pace.
Oh boy, I'm sweaty a little bit.
It's all uphill from here.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's serenity followed by mad crazy bullshit.
So, you were saying something about the capitalist imperative.
Yeah, we know obviously that like there are way more remakes and reboots made these days than.
Oops.
Yeah, a problem happened, but ideally you barely even noticed. What I was saying when I was so rudely interrupted is that sort of the current obsession with sequels and reboots is to a large part driven by MUNs.
Yes.
Specifically the fact that it's a way more of a sure thing to make a sequel or a reboot because it's already pre-marketed and there's a built-in audience, and movies are too expensive to make now, just period, and games are too expensive to make now, period. They are these colossal communal efforts, and that makes them safer in weird inchoate ways, which are not always like actually safer. In many cases are just like what some weird cabal of movie marketers think is safer.
Right.
But does make them all the same because most people are working from the same playbook, which is not good from the perspective of making art. But the thing that I was wondering is, because capitalism shapes us even when we don't notice it shaping us, is there a relation in the compulsion... Oh, these wolves, they always fuck me up.
You can just shoot them out with... Yeah, exactly.
In this compulsion that artists have to
revisit
the scene of the crime, as it were, and to try to perfect what cannot be perfected. I mean, it obviously predates... Well, it predates the current thing, but it's been true for a long time.
Right.
This sort of need to fester in your... to fester in things, to revisit things.
It is interesting, right? And I don't know, like, I wonder as well if it feeds into our communal desire to see the perfect version of the thing we like to hope that the next remake will be somehow the one that activates it in the way we had always hoped that it would, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like Joseph Campbell would have some things to say about this.
Is that how you're going to say Joseph Campbell?
Yeah, my main man Joseph Campbell,
yeah.
Who I love so much. You know, like...
You're not giving me any mileage to make fun of you.
He has pointed out that we kind of don't have a contemporary myth, and it seems to me that remake culture kind of, in a faulty way, tries to fill that void, right?
Uh-huh.
Because we like to retell the same stories over and over again, and hopefully each version will be more perfect than the last version, or if it won't be more perfect, then maybe it'll be a version which feeds back. You were going the right way. If
okay.
You're looking for that.
Sorry.
Hopefully, each new version will feed into the times in which it's told in a new way. As for how that fills into the urges of creators, I wonder, right? Like, the Hyperlight Drifter developers had a vision that they were quite convinced of, that your dodge...
It wasn't like this game wasn't tested thoroughly.
Right. They said during preview events, like, you want this dodge to have invincibility frames? Well, too bad. But then, something changed their mind in the way reviewers addressed the game, and the way so many reviewers had to write in their reviews, like, I couldn't get through it. And, we've talked about how this creates a real problem for reviewers. One of the things that impressed me so much about this game is that you can take the time to just plonk your ass down anywhere you are, and, take a minute. And I was speaking with a friend of mine who wrote a professional review of this game, and like, when I said that to him, his response was, yeah, I didn't have time to do that. Like, I was in a relationship with this game where I just had to go. And it's an open question as to would making this game let me put it this way: had this game come out in the form that it's in now, would that have solved that problem for my friend? Would he have still not felt, or rather, would he not have still felt that he had to hurry through this thing? And even if it would have solved the problem to release the game that way in its initial form, is there any wisdom in going back and changing it now that the reviews are in? And
yeah, well, it's like this is another way in which capitalism is affecting art, right? Because the reason that those reviewers have to get in the immediate story rather than maybe like spend some time on it and then write about it like a couple of months later is that the reviewers are not actually performing an artistic function or even a critical function. The reviewers are following the wave of interest in this particular thing, because the reviewers know that nobody will listen to their review or read it if they're too far behind the curve, unless this is unless this game has a particularly long tail.
Right. And it doesn't. This one does not. This was a one and done single player experience.
Yeah, an innie and an outie. And I think what a time to die, right?
Don't get squished. Oh my god. I would have been so upset.
Well, how do I not get switched here?
You just gotta go under it.
Okay.
It won't squish you.
Hey. I'm delivered.
There is a secret, I think, coming up.
Okay.
One of the most ludicrously hidden secrets. You might have already passed it.
I suppose I might have.
Yeah, you did. Well, that's fine. I, for one, am not in favor of this game being patched to be easier. At least, I wish it had been a hard mode or an easy mode, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It makes me sad that the experience I had with this game at first is now inaccessible. Yeah, we've got story happening.
Well, sort of. We have, ooh. Ooh.
That was brutal.
Ooh, I don't think I've seen that one before. That was a particularly nasty way to be killed by your shadow self and pick up every secret seashell.
I'm in this area, I'm not sure that there is even a 4 triangle door for you to open.
Yeah, I just felt like getting this guy.
No, yeah.
And now I'm outie, because I want to go buy some neat stuff at a shop.
What you gonna buy?
One
thing worth talking about in this game that not a lot of games get this right, and this is a nuts and bolts thing, is all of the upgrades are interesting.
I think I'm going to buy projectile deflection.
Like with the sword?
Yeah,
that's a fun one.
I left that pretty late last time, and I think that it's probably going to affect my playstyle more than a lot of the others.
That's going to be up above you, I think. I think the sword shop is up there. Yeah.
Nicely done.
Like, in a lot of games where you buy upgrades, kind of the default is, I'll just get more health, right? And that ain't in this game, and that makes me really happy, because I always fall asleep when a game wants me to upgrade my health.
Well, it's encouraging you not to get better at the game, but to just absorb more damage.
Right, exactly.
Okay, let's go.
Which way's next? I recommend that way.
Okay.
Which, I'm trying to remember the word east, so I just pointed instead, which is great on our audio programming.
Superb. Really, that was a failure on so many levels. But yeah, no, I think that, well, actually, first thing I'm going to do is switch to my...
You got nothing to switch to.
I don't have to switch to my good old sidearm. Yeah, there we go. I'm remembering now. But yeah, there's also, I mean, we're leaving out, like, appealing to critics.
Don't hit it!
I do that every time. It looks so enticing. It's shiny, candy-like.
Yeah. Back to the critics thing.
Back to the critics thing.
Please, it's my favorite.
I think that, you know, there is some idea, you know, that they're not just trying to appeal to critics who become relevant at that point.
Yeah.
They're also, you know, there's some idea that it's like this is a reaction of a human being, and therefore a human being will react this way, even though those reactions are by their nature circumscribed by the circumstances under which the reviews are being written.
Right, which is a circumstance under which absolutely nobody else plays video games.
Yeah, but like even if it was a you know, perfectly accurate simulation of how John Q average is going to play a video game, surely it
would be disingenuous for us to say that there's nobody out there who thought that the original game was too hard.
No, I mean there absolutely was.
Right.
My point is, who is your responsibility to?
Right. But you know, it's just I find myself making the argument that that the reviewers made, which is why not just have multiple difficulty modes? Like if you're,
I mean, it's an interesting thing. It's like they want there to be a singular experience, and
right?
That's fine, you know. It's like they want there to be a perfectibility to this experience, and I am sympathetic.
Yes,
to this idea.
But surely that has already been defeated when you have designed an alternate experience which is different from the original one. No, if it's the only one.
It's just another, you know, it's another brick in the wall. Like, this is still the only way that we can play this game right now.
That's
it's
not
like
true.
We can go back in time.
I could absolutely roll back to version 1.0.
Oh, that would be. That's not part of the designed intended experience. Put it that way.
Sure.
This is a more complete iteration of the game, or maybe I'm wrong about that. You know.
Yeah. I wonder. I mean, it doesn't make the game feel like, just taken on its own merits, it doesn't make it feel less cohesive, you know, the way some of these things do. Like, it's not a water finds the crack kind of problem, you know. It ain't something where we have to pretend that the game. We don't have to pretend that the game's parameters are more cohesive than they are. It's not one of those. But my awareness, there's a diamond right the heck down there.
Okay, I'll go get it. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, look at that.
Oh my.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my.
Oh, look at that.
Half your health gone.
More than half, yeah.
Drowned in the ocean.
Understand that this is my way of experiencing this.
Hey, there's a drifter sword right there. Another drifter came through here and died next to the diamond, and you just destroyed that artifact.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You cleaned up the evidence.
The only experience that's important is my experience. Because I'm the one narrating this particular adventure.
That confuses me. That visual right there. What is that about?
Those guys are bringing lamps.
They're bringing them.
They're bringing them. There must be some way to get over there, right?
Not that I have ever found, and I've found all eight diamonds in this area.
Ooh, exciting. Maybe there are still secrets left untapped.
Perhaps the parameters of the story are grander than we ever suspected.
It is true, but like we weren't complaining about the parameters not being grand before.
No.
I mean, look at that arm with the sword. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Good place to plonk your butt down and just have a think.
Yeah. Stairs.
Look
at my
not a good
stair
place
sit.
to do that.
Does that make you uncomfortable? My
Something
stair
about
sit?
that feels off. Stairs in video games are just an unsolved problem. Look at this. This is also nice. I listened to a piece of criticism where someone pointed out that they felt that the audio in this area was off. The mood of this music.
Oh, well, that's objectively incorrect.
Yeah. Sometimes people confuse me. Sometimes people's reactions to games make me feel like I'm not a human being because I react differently than everybody else. Someone else was in this room and saying, "Can I help these people?" Like attempting to swing his sword at them. Why can't I help them?
Because that's not what this game is about, Jack.
What would you even do to help them other than go back out there and destroy their oppressors?
Yeah, but besides, we're making like alterations to their reality, which may be completely unrelated to their goals. We're killing these dudes so that we can get access to more power crystals.
Right.
Not out of any sense of justice.
The game really drives the sick thing home in this area. Maybe this is where you're supposed to go first. And then there's this statue, very similar to the significant one from the beginning and ending.
Yeah, and also there's the fact that you don't run into a lot of enemies here until you get to... I went this way the first time, and it was actually, I think, kind of an ideal intro because the tension really built up.
Right.
And then I got down here and encountered something that was really hard.
Yes, this fight
And it
ramps
confused
it
me.
the fuck up, and the same thing happened to me.
Yeah.
Let's see how you handle it.
Oh, how will I ever handle it?
It's gonna be fine. You're gonna nail it.
I only have one medkit. What will I do?
I think you neglected to pick up another medkit in that previous room. Hey, nice dodge. I wonder if the invincibility frames saved you just there.
I don't think they did. I think I'm just very good at video games.
There are a couple of times I noticed, looking back over the footage of our first episode, that there were a couple of moments where the invincibility frames saved you from death.
Oh, man.
And I don't mean to harp on this.
But you wish I had died.
I'm going to harp on it. No, it's about my experience. When I notice that I am saved by the invincibility frames that this game now has, I personally feel a little bit cheated.
Oh.
And it's the same feeling I experience when I play The Last of Us. The Last of Us is a game whose checkpoint system is a bit confused in that it's a game where you might remember this. It's a game where like the combat is extremely visceral, and there's like a clear narrative from beginning to end in every fight where like every moment is a struggle for survival. You're hiding behind this bit of cover, you're sneaking up on this guy, right? But if you die after killing a few guys in a fight, then the timeline collapses in on itself, and you're in some new middle of a fight that you haven't participated in, and the enemies are suddenly aware of you from square one while you're like in the middle of the arena, and the narrative is shattered, and it bothers me every time that I've been denied the chance to construct a story of this fight from beginning to end.
Well, that you're being punished for failing
That's true.
is what's going on there.
But
Fuck me sideways. I knew I couldn't get away with that, but I tried to anyway. Isn't it interesting, by the way? If I can, if I can divert here a little bit,
please.
like the difference between playing a game like this with half your attention and with all of your attention.
Oh yeah.
You notice that I play better when I'm at very, very low health. I mean, because I really don't want to die.
Yeah.
But when I have a buffer, I'm just like, did I miss a medkit somewhere?
Yes. You might not be able to go back to it. I think probably you can. If you go back through the laser door and then to the right, there's one in the room where you entered.
Oh, well.
Not too far back. Not bothered.
Yeah, I'm
just gonna shoot the wall.
My video game experience is going to be both more authentic and
higher stakes,
and I'm probably going to be engaged more if I don't
go back for
have the option of helping myself.
If you don't cheese it.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like in New Game Plus, you have 2 health always, so you're always in this heightened state of awareness. But that leads to certain crummy habits, like using elevators as save points in a way that kind of breaks the momentum. The difficulty is a riddle, man. There's no way to do it right.
Maybe you should make a game where difficulty is irrelevant.
Or I should make a game where difficulty is always perfect.
Maybe you should make a game.
Game developers, that's all you have to do. You just have to make it so it's good all the time.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me, personally. I personally am good all the time, so I don't know why everybody else has such a fucking problem with it.
You want to do the dash challenge? It's right here.
I actually want to go back and get that medkit.
Yeah, cool.
Oh,
these
hi.
guys are back. They're going to make you pay a tax for that medkit.
Oh my god.
Here we go. The game has punished you for your avarice. You want to go back and have an easy time? Well,
God, why? The corpses of your guys are already littering this floor. Where did you even come from?
They're plants, man. There's an unlimited supply. Watch it turn out that you actually did pick this thing up and I didn't notice. Nope, there's 2 of them right there.
Boy, howdy.
Just directly on the screen. Plain to see.
Oh, I like the stomach gurgling noise those guys make.
No, yeah, it's a good sound design. Easy to overlook.
Okay, where were we?
You could either go left towards progress or down towards dash challenge.
Oh, I'm going to make you do it.
Perfect. And that'll be a good place to close this episode, I think. Once we get past the bridgey sequence and do the dash challenge. I love the dash challenges in this game.
Which makes Josh a pervert, by the way.
It's a well-documented fact that I'm a video game masochist, which probably motivates the entire monologue I've been going on.
Yeah, like, would it be reductive to, like, mash an ideology on top of all this? Like, I get so tired of nuance sometimes, I get so tired of having to, go back and forth and be like, well, this isn't actually how all art works. This isn't actually the truth in all circumstances. Sometimes I just want to make it like I'm sure there's plenty of people who'd be perfectly comfortable saying that your desire for difficulty in video games is about you needing it to be an exclusive club where only people like you can actually do the video game, and that you're privileging your particular experience over those folks who might not be able to access it in the same way that you can.
I have tried to make a case for the experience that I am looking for, and hopefully if you feel tempted to say that to me, that I just don't want you to be able to play my video games, then hopefully you can just go back about 10 minutes and listen to what I said again. Here's the dash challenge. Yeah. I am part of the exclusive club that can do the dash challenges.
Watch Josh do it.
First let me make sure I still have the rhythm.
Sorry, my palms are so sweaty.
It's okay. It's a nice warm controller you've handed me. It's warm with life. Okay, let's give it a shot. Can I get it on the first try? Probably not.
I bet you can.
Nope.
Oh.
One more try.
Witness the Ubermensch.
Fuck! Here we go.
This man represents everything you hate. Watch him fly.
Boom!
You resent success, don't you? Present grace.
Time to do it backwards with one arm tied behind my back.
In high heels.
Ah!
Don't die now. Don't use one of my med kits.
Sorry, there's like 2 med kits around here that you didn't pick up.
Oh, wasn't
Bingo!
All right.
Bingo bongo.
I'm going to pick up a med kit, open this wall, and then we're probably going to say goodnight.
Yeah.
It's been real, folks.
I like this video game. I like you for listening. I like Isaac, my friend.
Yeah, we are good friends together. And see you next time.
See ya.